What have you seen? Ties, no. They know you're there. Clem, you can't take all of them. I don't think you can. Idiot, nope. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to Andor Season 1, Episode 5. Now, after the last episode, I'm realising that I've gotten the timelines a little wrong in my head, because I have to remember the rebellion isn't even formed yet. I keep going on about how this is a rebellion mission. It's not. This is just a cell of something that's trying to fight back. But also on that, I also think it's kind of bigger than that as well, because Luthen, inside Coruscant, doing whatever he's doing there with an antique shop, and he's trying to steal payroll. It feels so much bigger than just what a cell would be, because I've got to remember, Mon Mothma is still with the Senate, she's still in the Empire. The rebellion forms when she fully leaves, and you see it in Rebels, and all of that happens. She hasn't done that yet. The rebellion is not formed in the slightest. They're still unorganized cells. We're basically at the same point in Rebels where we saw Kanan and Hera's cell, fighting against the Empire on Lothal, where they're still not directly in contact with things. And I think that just makes me question what on earth Luthen is doing at this point, because he feels enormous. He felt like, if this was during the rebellion and it was actually formed, actually formed, he would feel like a really high up leader, like someone equivalent to Mon Mothma in their presence. But the fact that it isn't formed yet, he should be on the same level of what Hera was, where he has the connections to the other cells, and he leads this group. But he isn't. He's something different, and that's what I'm just quite excited about. But yet also I am looking forward to this arc as well, because the previous episode sets up something I think is quite interesting, seeing two sides now. And that's what we were doing through the last arc, where we were seeing Andor's side of things, running against the kind of Empire adjacent side of stuff. Now we're seeing Mon Mothma and her sort of fight against the Empire, where she's still trying to navigate what to do in the Senate. We're also watching Andor and him navigate being a part of this tiny little rebellion here on this other planet and trying to steal the payroll. So it feels like we have stepped further into the conflict of the Empire rather than just watching Andor run away. Now he has to deal with actually choosing to fight them back, and whether or not he can pull that off, or if he will just run away and leave everyone in the lurch. So I'm just excited to get into this one. I know it should be a setup, considering the arc should be 3. I know episode 1, 2, 3 was one arc, episode 4, 5, 6 should be another arc. Episode 7 I've been told is its own thing, and then I think it's other arcs after that. So this should be another build-up one, and I'm just excited to see what it's going to lead to. The plan sounds good. What I want to know is, I'm kind of sorted with this side of things. What is going on with Luthen and Mon Mothma's side? What's that meant to lead to? What is going to be happening there? But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. I'm still incredibly concerned by this man. Andor's destroyed everything and now he's moved in with his mother. And the light barely shines on this room. That's lovely. So his mum must be pretty rich then, to actually have a place on here that can actually be seen by the sun.
Is that how you've been presenting yourself to the world? That would explain a great deal.
Oh, great. She's going to be very judgmental.
You might as well wear a sign that says, "I promise to disappoint you."
Oh dear, he's gonna become a nightmare.
Any civilized being knows an open invitation is no invitation at all.
I had a spare room. Could have visited anytime you wanted.
This relationship is just not good. Oh dear.
God, how sensitive you can be.
Perhaps you've forgotten my question. Do you have even a single prospect before you?
She could be helpful here in just pushing him forward. Some kind of motivation, at least just trying to get away from her.
Calling in the family favor.
Haven't heard that in a while.
These are desperate times.
You have connections.
And you think he'll talk to you?
I know he will. And he'll respect me for having waited so long in asking and being so prudent about my request.
She's confident. I'm sure it'll work.
Someone who'll take you on, Cyril.
Setting the bar high, are we?
Uncle Harlow will know what's best.
You really don't have a lot of other options. I would just go with it. But of course, I still think he's going to go insane. Somehow he's going to be connected back to Andor, and that's going to just destroy him. He's got this new prospect that he's got has an opening to go towards. Might be a new start, but you know it's going to somehow link back to his past. Oops, still got the valuable thing. Looking all shifty. They've all ditched. Yep, where do everyone go? Did he learn everything in time? They probably... What's happening? Why did everyone go? Why aren't you ready?
Bill asked me to have a look. She's having second thoughts. Go talk to her if you want.
Okay, so they just took your stuff. That's great.
You didn't come with much. That plus the bad arms. Pretty clear you left wherever you were in a hurry.
How much can they read into you? Can they see that he's not that big of a mercenary? Because he was just a thief. He's not really a mercenary. We don't really know how effective he is at killing people yet. We know he's done it once, and then in Rogue One, he's pretty much good at killing people.
You know what this means, don't you? Yeah, I saw your eyes go right to it.
Is that a barcode?
See, they don't know. I got no idea.
So you're keeping secrets too.
They built a lot of cages, huh? The axe forgets, but the tree remembers.
So I take it they're both sort of imperial at one point, as in like they were forced into when the whole galaxy changed. They're part of it, and then they saw the Empire scourged them. They got scorned by it.
It always breaks at the weakest point.
Are you worried about the kids? Nemec's a surprise. He's green, but he's all in. He's a true believer.
And you're the weak link, Andor. Everyone else is very much on board, no matter their age.
He is stone cold and fearless. Probably the toughest one here.
And the lieutenant? He could be walking us right into a trap.
Well, maybe that's what you're here for.
You are the weak link, and they cannot trust you. That's what he needs to do here. He needs to find a way to get them to trust him. He can't really open up, because the whole Clem thing, that would just make things worse. How on earth can he make them trust him? That's the only way that this whole thing works.
Did you eat?
When would that have happened? Just came down.
Does she have a daughter? What does this mean for the rest of her story? If she has a daughter, we didn't see... What happened to her family with the rebels?
Get your coat. It's not up for discussion.
Are you serious?
Am I serious?
Just go, you're off the hook.
We're getting to see her family drama, and it scares me.
The point is, we have a schedule. The driver's waiting. I've planned on this, and we're going.
You're only doing it to show off.
What?
Just go.
There's so much conflict within this family. I don't like it. I feel bad for her.
It's all about you, isn't it? It's always all about you.
Is this really how you'd like to start the day?
I didn't choose this conversation.
This is not fun to watch. I feel so bad for her because it feels like she's surrounded by enemies, and now even her own family is kind of against her. But then again, we're seeing it all from her perspective. She could be very self-involved, always working with the government and stuff. Her family could feel neglected, so it could feel justified, but then that still means that everyone's still against her. We know Mon Mothma to be genuinely a good person. She isn't as good as like Leia or Padme in those senses as a politician. She starts to cave to things. She isn't sort of that type of person, that type of leader. She's still good. She's still able to lead the New Republic. But here we're seeing some of the sort of faults. She's not able to navigate this thing that well, or as well as Padme would have.
One of the best navigational tools ever built. Can't be jammed or intercepted. Something breaks, you can fix it yourself.
Seriously, that thing can't be jammed? That's awesome.
We've grown reliant on Imperial tech, and we've made ourselves vulnerable. There's a growing list of things we've known and forgotten, things they've pushed us to forget. Things like freedom.
Oh, that is awesome.
Skeen pretends not to listen, but I know the message is sinking in.
Apparently the only thing keeping us from liberty is a few more ideas.
They're forming connections. This is good. They can start trusting Andor. Nemec's the easiest one to get the foot in the door with Andor. He's open to him. He's still got to get everyone else on board.
Our elemental rights are such a simple thing to hold, they will have to shake the galaxy awfully hard to loosen our grip.
I'd like to hear what Clem believes.
He's definitely not as strongly believing in it as Nemec is.
I haven't titled it yet, I've been waiting. It's a work in progress, and I know that there's a great deal left to say. Fresh inspiration, two seemingly random objects, and yet this charts an astral path, this maps the trail of political consciousness. Both systems...
I love him. He's awesome. He's actually both a rebellion fighter fighting against the physical idea of the Empire, but also the ideological idea of the Empire. He's trying to preserve the sense of freedom. That's what we have. That's the problem with Saw as well, because he would fight the physical thing, but with Saw, he would try and destroy the Empire without having any idea of how to replace it or hold on to the things that he's trying to fight for. Nemec is the opposite. He's just the better version. He's trying to fight against the physical thing, while also trying to preserve what made the galaxy good to begin with, but also thinking about what needs to replace the Empire and holding on to those good things.
Ratio to make it up the ramp.
Okay.
It's on an overhead rail.
Has to be, yeah.
So calibrating the weight.
What about it?
How would you do it?
They're questioning his ability.
You don't know how to get it off the runway, do you?
We know how to fly it.
Yeah, but you gotta get it up there first.
Answer the question.
They don't know. Does Andor know?
You don't know how to get it out of there.
How do you input the weight?
This is
You sure
good.
it's on the rail?
Yes.
That's how they keep it. You're sure of that?
Yes, we're sure.
Are they actually?
Lieutenant Gorn is in there every day.
I mean, Andor does not trust him at all.
To read out the weight.
Why isn't this in the manual?
It's a custom job. It's an add-on.
This actually works in Andor's favour. It makes him seem like he actually knows what he's doing, which is good.
I'll pilot.
No, you'll do as you're told.
I'm flying it. We can say it's your idea. I don't care, but if it's my ass on the line, I'm pulling this thing out of there.
There we go, he's on board. That's getting on board. Come on, trust him more with that.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. It starts showing some passion in him, but also it shows that you're kind of out of your depth too. You didn't know certain things, and that kind of proves you do need Andor for this. So that's quite a few of the members down. Only you is left for Andor to connect with. And the lieutenant.
The door at the base of the tower. The temple path. The real thing has a downhill pitch.
So you're laying out just an example, just a practice to go over. Good. Finally actually saying it, I think there's the lieutenant. So I really hope that your cover is still, solid.
This was to be cleaned up yesterday. Where are they?
They should be back soon, sir.
Back from where?
Commandant's wife needed help moving furniture, but they didn't.
What's happening here? I'm scared. There's 2 against 1. I feel like if they know, this is how they'd kill him.
It better be well on its way, or I promise you I'll be revisiting the schedule for winter furloughs.
So you're trying to clear out all this stuff. And okay, they're doing it. Okay, so that story was true. They're not suspicious of him yet. Good.
You're a sentry from the Al-Kenzi airbase transferred for special duty. Shoulders back. More.
Don't touch me.
Clem, come on, play along.
If you want something, you tell me.
He does not play well with others at all.
I've seen it done.
Let's find out if you've been paying attention. Form up.
You've got to make sure that this is good. You cannot be out of place. And again, his whole life has been surrounded by sort of Imperial stuff. He should have seen it. We're back on Ferrix. We're seeing the Imperial presence.
There you are. You're still clearing out some guests.
Guess. Are we seeing how Andor's friend's doing? What's happened to Bix? Bix, not Bricks. Well, Bricks. Bix. Can we see what's happened to them? Marva, the other guy.
The title, I know, doesn't come with extra pay. You can wear a ball gown if you'd like. Just get this up and running before my next staff meeting.
Interesting. Okay, so you actually care about the job. The others just care about the titles and just the recognition. So that's quite nice, seeing an Imperial that does care about what they're doing, I guess. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't even know. It's interesting seeing the 2 different sides of that. One guy just wants the title and just wants the bells and whistles of the position. The other guy actually wants things to get done. Does he care about what he's doing or just how the fact that he's doing it?
What are they doing?
Never mind about them. You got enough to worry about.
Yeah, now I'm worried about it.
You should switch. He's left-handed. Should swap sides.
Interesting.
A handle on what we're doing here before you start making suggestions.
Put some force behind it. Yep. Question. Good. Stop.
Skin is left-handed. You want your weapon on the outside.
Is that an Imperial thing?
Tarmin.
Right.
Center.
Right.
You've been watching them all.
Favors right, but shoots left.
You've been studying them. You're gonna like that or not?
Any other suggestions?
Wait!
What have you seen? Ties, no. Wait. The lieutenant.
Cover the guns!
What's happened? You weren't meant to have anything come, right? This is a surprise. This is new.
I don't think so.
No, be concerned. This is new. This is weird. They're gonna fly in. And they're coming this way! You're gonna get... They've so seen you. Okay, now what? They're coming at you now. What is it? Is this to send a message? What was that? They know you're here. They didn't shoot. What was that?
They'll soon see. Surprise from above is never as shocking as one from below.
Lovely sentiment. Yeah, I did like him, but come on, that was such a clear warning. They know you're there. They know you're there. That is what I got from that. Do they just think they're farmers? Maybe, but there's no one else around and they moved everyone out.
Too many Darnies to worry about anymore, though, eh? How many do you think we'll have tomorrow?
It's less than 100 last time.
That's the question. How many are going to show up?
Can you imagine this place with a couple of thousand of them?
It would be nice to see. And you want that to happen, surely. I want to see that happen. I want to see thousands of them show up. That would be really nice. So last time it had a couple hundred. And just, you want thousands to show. That would be good. Clearly the Empire doesn't want that, but that's what he's talking about, being inspiring. But they're talking about tearing it all down. So that is not good. So if the Darnies get word of that, they'd want to show up like the last time. Make sure they actually see it properly.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm just moving your stuff.
Don't.
It was in the way.
And friction. So,
Hey, and you can dress yourself.
okay, diffusing the situation, good, but still, there's friction. It's cause for concern. You were getting along with Skeen, and now that feels a bit iffy. Nemec is definitely the one that you're getting along best with. Okay, you're wearing that now? Oh dear.
Let's have a look at you.
They're going to be set off. That's such a big mistake. Why would you hold that with you? There's so much emphasis on it. That thing's going to get him caught.
What did I miss while I was gone?
The Finkley conference. They have agreed.
You still hate him. Okay, so what is your plan now? What are you up to?
Fondor. Targeting consoles from Jakku, proton warheads from Base K, the Steerguard star path.
It's interesting to see the encouragement.
If I was them, this is how I'd do it. I'd spread it out. Never climb the same fence twice.
Is she going to be the one to actually find out about the cells and the slow organisation of them? Because that's the thing. They all started off as cells, and then they slowly got organised. Is she going to be the one to realise that, okay, there are cells forming out there. If they get organised, it's a problem. Could she be that person? Because we know that Thrawn fought cells. There was a bunch going on. A lot of stuff was already happening during Rebels. Is she going to be the one to highlight this to the Empire? Because right now they see skirmishes. They don't really see cells and that sort of step up in organisation. Sharing. Oh, getting along better. Good.
To the rebellion.
To the rebellion.
Excellent. They are still calling it the rebellion, even though it hasn't officially formed yet. And they're burning all the evidence and also symbolic of destroying this entire place. Good. So yep, everything looks abandoned. The sheep are loose. This is it. This is happening. You are not coming back to this place.
He never felt police work was your chosen path.
So what? What have you got on him?
Perhaps you'll study Uncle Harlow with more energy in the future.
What did you get him? Come on.
I struggled with how best to describe to him the events that have led us here.
Let us.
Sorry you were about what happened. I stressed that it was a large enough mistake to be deeply educational.
She's good. She's good at doing this. She'll definitely get him a job, but it's what job is it?
Sadly, I wasn't able to study Uncle Harlow's response.
He knows how much we're counting on it.
Just being stuck with his mother's destroying him even more. This man there's so much fuel to the fire that he could have. If he gets anything, it's going to be a nightmare. You can never let himself get back to this.
Lieutenant Gorn. What's an Imperial lieutenant doing getting involved with this?
Thank you, yes.
What difference does it make?
Oh, it's a big thing.
Fell in love with a local woman, lost a promotion.
Oh.
Then he lost the woman.
Oh. But what do you mean lost the woman? I'm guessing she was local, so Adani, and so he wants to basically destroy the Empire to hopefully bring her back, maybe? I hope she isn't dead. It'd be nice if he's doing this to sort of respect the culture and bring it back to what it should be and get rid of the Empire's presence. That'd be beautiful. I hope she is not dead, because then it's more revenge and out of spite. I would like it if it's actually like a good thing to try and bring her back and make her happy, not to avenge anything.
Is that perhaps you'll be lucky enough to be there for the eye? The idea of being this close and not seeing it.
Ah, they won't. Okay, so is it...
I might be crushed by having anything more than an essential roster down here tomorrow night.
This is what he wants. He wants them all up there distracted.
I'll be here midday and I expect to see it shine.
Absolutely,
sir. Make sure the men know how close they've come.
He's doing very well. If he plays his cards right, he can get every single person up there. There's the payroll, there's the credits. If he can get everyone up there, they're done. They're good. And it's clear, I love how he played that. Sort of baiting them with having to do this, and then also figuring out how desperately they do want to see the eye.
Don't move.
Why?
Because you know what'll happen.
Hey, what are you doing?
Okay. No, they found it.
Look.
What is it?
Kyber. Sky Kyber. He's been hiding it.
What's the difference with, like...
But the clothes on his back and a stone worth 30,000 credits?
If you have a problem, you come to me.
Here I am.
Yeah, how can you twist this now?
He doesn't say what he believes in, and now this? Who brings a treasure to a robbery?
We don't...
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Okay, so I guess we know it's not a fake, huh?
It's your call.
Let's not go too far, Clem.
Clem, you can't take all of them. I don't think you can.
There's something coming. There's a ship in the valley.
Get your packs up. Put the weapon away. Give him the stone. You can kill each other later.
This diffuses it well, but at least it's out of the way and they know about it. But still, that just does not help the situation in the group. This is going to cause friction and problems.
We'll talk when we're safe.
What can she do? Can she actually reveal the truth? Because she can't even mention Luthen.
I'm being paid.
No, this hurts her.
You need to know? That's it.
What?
And that means he doesn't believe in it the same way they do.
Can't live with that? I'm not worth it? I'll walk away and wish you luck.
Idiot. Nope.
The choice was take him or call it off.
Call it off.
You should have told us days ago.
Are they going to question about the person who's forced her to do this?
Really, only the money.
To take a risk like this? Come on.
Maybe you're the one that's afraid.
Of course I'm afraid.
He's studied them. He knows them.
Between fear and losing your nerve, you want out of this. Make a choice.
He's encouraging them. Okay, very good. He's pointed their own fear back at them. Well done.
She didn't tell me.
But does this make her authority waver?
You can all chew on it there. All of you.
Oh, I feel bad for Nemec, because he was the one that bonded with him quite well, and yeah, now he knows that they don't share, like, the ideology. It's just money.
You saw me talking to Garth, Hafiz.
You're busy tonight.
He knows more about what you're up to than I do.
How is their relationship? It doesn't feel healthy.
When were you planning to tell me about this new foundation?
Didn't think you'd be interested.
Why is that?
It's charitable.
Not profitable, okay. There's so much friction between them. How did they meet? Are they actually in love, or was it like a diplomatic thing?
Cloris. Sir.
Do you mind taking the expressway?
Yes, sir.
I'm so scared. We're seeing so much of her family, and yet in Rebels, they're not even mentioned, and she's forced to flee the Empire. They're gonna die, aren't they? Something's gonna happen to them. For her not to be concerned about them, and we don't see them at all, I guess in the future, I'm very concerned for them. I mean, what else could push her to fully leave the Empire than her family dying?
Looks just like your model.
Should do. I've had plenty of time to study. We've been sneaking up here for months.
Okay, you're still good with him? You're still on Andor's side? Good. So the idea is there's going to be other Aldani, or the people that go here, they're going to be showing up and you can blend in with them. Oh, action figures. Yep, it's haunting him. Great. You have a desire for revenge. He took everything from you. You're going to stop at nothing till you bring him down. Okay, signal, signal. There it is. They're ready. It's going. It's going to happen.
She wants me to tell you about my brother. What matters is they killed him. Imperial prefect came in, took his land, flooded it.
So we are learning all their motivation now.
Went a boat and filled his pockets with stones. I always hated the Empire. I don't really know what to call how I feel now.
Yeah, that was horrendous. Okay, and they're saying, so they're trying to show Andor how deeply their hatred for this empire is.
Trees. Pepper trees. Centuries of them. That's as close to an apology as you're gonna get.
Good, it's something good. They're making peace. And also just refreshes their sort of hatred for the empire and their nerve to do this. Can we learn everyone else's story?
Taramyn's in charge now. Completely in charge. I need to know you understand that.
What are you doing then?
If all goes well, we'll see you tomorrow night.
What's happening with you? Because you're taking the other one. What's...
Hey, you tell me you can follow the plan.
You won't have a problem with me.
And something, you know something's going to go wrong. It's never easy. Something's going to happen. I'm so concerned with what they're going to do. Why keep it secret? What? So I'm guessing it's in case that maybe whatever they're doing, it could be a backup plan. They can't tell them because maybe if they get captured, they're like an escape plan or something. Or they've got something else going on that they just can't know about. Is your assistant to be trusted?
Just going to.
You said that an hour ago.
Am I keeping you up?
There's nothing coming through tonight.
What are you listening for? What are you hoping to hear?
Have you checked your walk-away pack?
I don't like seeing you nervous.
What's happening?
There's nothing else you can do, Luthen. They're either going to be okay out there or they're not.
Okay, she knows the plan. Good. Trusting. Nice.
The thief, Andor. I wasn't careful.
You don't trust him?
This is what it took. It's never going to be perfect.
I wanted it too much.
You really wanted it to hurt the Empire, and you chose Andor because you thought I'll give you a better chance.
It'll all be over this time tomorrow.
Or would it just be starting?
Oh, good way to look at it. It's a shame that he's not going to be able to see it happen. He just has to hear about it. I'm still concerned about what his position is. Is he just like this very powerful figure in Coruscant that's able to do all this stuff for the fun of it? Once again, an excellent build-up episode. I feel like we got so much on sort of our little rebel cell that we're following and just seeing how they're connecting with Andor. So we got three, I think, major parts here. Well, two major parts, then Luthen's part. So Andor's side of the story is all about connecting with the group and making sure that they work together, getting the frustrations and distrust out of the way and the sort of nerves out of the way before they actually go into it, because it really stresses the importance of this. In shows like Rebel, which are targeted to kids, you have that layer of depth there where you have the idea that they could die at any moment. Here they're making it far more real, where this is such an important mission, your life will be on the line, and they are stressing that fantastically well. Because in Rebels, you have to go through everything quickly because there's a 20-minute episode. This type of story where they're preparing to fight the Empire would have taken place in Rebels during one 20-minute episode. Here we get to see it spread out through a whole arc, the preparation, the stress, trying to deal with a newcomer that's just been brought in. And I love the emphasis we're seeing from every single one of the members. One of them I think is being left behind. She is the one going with Vel with the secret mission, so I think I want more information on her, but all we need to know is that she's very much dedicated. She is apparently one of the strongest of their group, but we're still missing some info. It feels like she hasn't had enough presence and focus compared to the others that makes me concerned. Even the lieutenant, we've gotten a lot on, and I do love that we've gotten so much on all the members, but the fact that we have the one doesn't feel like she's had enough to do makes me scared. Now we can see very clearly why all the others are fighting, yet she feels like an outlier at the minute. Yeah, so looking at what just happened, I'm glad they got so much out of the way there. The crystal thing, having the Kyber, the very valuable thing, and they got the mercenary thing out the way too. So all the things that could have sort of went wrong during that minute, during the actual mission that would have messed it all up, has been done now. Of course, something else will happen, something else will be messed up during the mission, it will not go perfectly, it never does, but all the obvious things are now out the way. So I'm kind of lost to think of just what could go wrong in the next episode, but hopefully they'll be able to deal with it. I think the major thing is just the custom job of trying to fly the ship and trying to load things up, because it's the weight issue. You don't know how heavy the payroll is and if the ship will be able to carry it fast enough. I'm guessing that's what the issue is. So they have to manually load it up, they have to manually weigh it all and make sure the ship has enough capacity to be able to lift off and carry it away at a good enough speed where it doesn't get destroyed. Because the timing is so delicate with this eye thing, and their goal is still all the payroll, all the physical crates, and that is the unknown. That's going to be the issue for the next episode. But then on the flip side, we get to follow more of Mon Mothma's story And there's so much emphasis on her family in this one. We didn't see the dinner where she was going to be dining with enemies, so we just got to see her family. And that is what's terrifying about it. We know what Mon Mothma's future is, and we never see her family in it. We don't see a daughter, we don't see her husband. This is the first time we're seeing any of it. We know in Rebels that she eventually is forced to leave the Empire after she does something, and that's when the rebellion fully forms. But she does it alone. It makes me feel like her family is going to die. That would be the perfect push to get her out of the Empire and fully denounce it and fully want to fight back. That would be something. But also it's a great way to just show off her perspective of what's happening and how she is maybe causing some of her own issues. Because we know she's surrounded by enemies. In the Senate, there's always a new spy. At the bank, there's always a new spy. There's always something against her. Everyone's watching her. So she's going to feel paranoid. Then when she gets home, it's not even safe there because what she's doing is alienating herself, kind of. She isn't able to sort of make her husband her confidant. She's not able to talk about it all because it does endanger him, which in turn makes him go against her because he's not feeling like he's involved with her life. She's pushing him away, which just means a separation, which then causes hostility within the home. You have the daughter who's a teenager, and that's just going to be difficult anyway. But the teenager's feeling that way because of what Mon Mothma is doing, and it's so like sad to see because you couldn't just see it has to end badly for where she goes. And it just makes me so scared to see what will actually happen with her. And then I guess you have the small bit with Luthen at the end. That is interesting because, again, I'm still trying to figure out what on earth he is. He's on Coruscant, he's an antique stealer, but of course I feel like that's the fake version of him. He wears a wig there, but I feel like people on Coruscant could just wear wigs or whatever. They could just glam themselves up no matter how they want. But Luthen does that, and then I guess the real him would be the one that fights with the rebellion cell. But again, I'm trying to figure out his importance and just relevancy to the rebellion. Is he a Saw figure? Is that what he is? Is he in control of any other cells? He's waiting expectantly on this sort of mission to see if it works, if it goes well, because he wants the Empire to hurt. And now he's second guessing himself on Andor on the Thief, thinking he was too sort of impatient and didn't think it through fully. He has so much hope in this mission. There's so much riding on it for him, yet we don't know that. Is it just that he wants to make them hurt? I really want to get more information on his sort of motivation and why he wants the Empire to hurt so much. But it's just nice seeing him just waiting around, not being able to watch, not being able to do anything, just sit on Coruscant, sit in the belly of the beast of the Empire, waiting to see if it will be hurt, waiting to see if this mission will go well. And then I guess the last thing, we get to see Cyril more, I guess, a bit. We get to see some information on him. Home life doesn't look that great. Has kind of an overbearing mother. We saw that in the last episode where she slaps him when she first sees him. So she's very disappointed in where he is, but she's also going to try hard to get him a job again. We get a lot on that relationship where she expects a lot from her son, but again, the emotional stuff is not there. She wouldn't go visit him. She's just trying to set him up for the future, but without having the emotion behind it. Which of course has led to him being a very unstable person. He is constantly trying to impress her, hoping that he will get the emotional attachment that should come with it. But she's never going to be satisfied. That's what we're seeing through this. He is always going to be a disappointment. Now she's had to go out of her way to talk to an uncle to get him a job, which we don't know what it is yet. But even then, if he works his way up, she still won't come visit him because there's always more for him to be able to do. So again, that's another point of motivation for this guy to go completely insane. And then at the end, we get to see him staring at the hologram of Andor. He is going to go nuts. No matter what position he gets, somehow it's going to lead him back to Andor. Something's going to come up. This thing is going to be nagging at him for the rest of his life, or just for the rest of the show, obviously. It's his new motivation. His life is just horrendous at the minute. And I'm so scared to think about when it will connect back to Andor, because a brilliant villain is going to be made through him. We also got a brief thing on Ferrix, where the Empire has fully moved in. We didn't see any of the characters, but we're just seeing that they are just set up shop there, which is sad to see, but that's sort of something that's being worked on. Ferrix has been basically invaded and taken over at this point. I think that's just to spark concern for the other characters. What is going on there? We still haven't seen them yet. What is happening? My thoughts are just spinning. Last we saw of Bix was that she was kind of chained to a wall, but people unhandcuffed her and she got away. What is life currently like there? Okay, first off then, I did really enjoy this episode and everything it managed to do. I'm loving the balance it's striking between the Rebel side and the Mon Mothma stuff. And it's showing a great contrast in what both of them are kind of fighting. Because in Mon Mothma's side, it's very, I wouldn't say tranquil, but we're seeing a different kind of conflict going on there. It's not as direct. She's inside the heart of the Empire, trying to do things while also realizing that so many things are against her. Then on Andor's side, he's trying to find his way into this group and make it actually solid, because not only is he trying to make sure that they're good with him being there, he's also trying to make sure that they are competent themselves. There's so much distrust within this group, and I'm just glad that it kind of got out of the way in this episode. Everything blew up. It was good. You had Andor correcting things on their part. He sort of helped them with the weight stuff and trying to figure out that aspect of everything. Also, he was exposed. They know that he's being paid, but they haven't really sort of questioned it fully yet, so we're waiting on that. So I definitely think there's more tension to come, but I just like that Andor has now been open and honest about it. Of course, his name is still Clam, so that's something to still be worked on, but I'm trying to figure out if this was him fully devoting himself to this mission or if he still has like a backdoor in mind. They know he's being paid. They know that he isn't in it the same way they are. He does not have the same ideology. If he wanted to, he could just decide this isn't worth it and run. And I'm not sure if we're past that point yet. I think it will all come down to the next episode when they're actually in the heart of the mission. But I think this was a good first step in just having it all exposed. Everyone knows why everyone is here now. And now I think the mission has a better chance of doing it, because even Andor, he's been studying them. He's seen what sort of hand they use for different things. And he also knows that they are starting to lose their nerve, and he wanted to correct that. They saw it start to chip away as soon as he got there. It's the day of as well, so a lot of things are happening, and a good way to distract them is just to expose himself and get that done. So really, you could look at it and say that he saved the mission here. Then looking closely at Mon Mothma's side of things, and I think I just really like that we're not seeing like a full-on conflict with her. We're seeing everything happen around her, the new driver all the time, because she's constantly being spied on. Her family have no clue, of course, because she's trying to protect them and keep them safe, but it means she's alienating herself from them. She can't just come out and tell them what's going on, because it would put them in so much danger. But because of all of this, we're seeing how hostile they're becoming towards her. The husband wanting to organise the dinner so he could be with friends that were actually her enemies. Her daughter who's not wanting to go with her to these events or things because she's seeing it as being only about her. It's a great way to show off the perspectives of what Mon Mothma is going through, but also how it's affecting the ones she loves. But then on top of that, we also have no idea where these characters are in the future. If anyone's going to die, it's going to be these two, which will be heartbreaking, but we don't, with what we've seen, it could go either way, and that's what scares me. We know Mon Mothma leaves the Empire and starts the rebellion. We know that. But there's no mention ever of her family in those. It's very terrifying to think about. I'm scared about it. And I mean, what a perfect way for her to actually leave the Empire for good if the Empire does decide to off her family. But I am looking forward to seeing what her side of the story will conclude with in this arc, because right now I can't quite see it. We know that she's trying to move money around for Luthen, but this episode we didn't really progress on that part of the story. It was mainly just showing off her family and highlighting the family a lot. So I would not be surprised if in the next episode the way they conclude her arc is just by having maybe the spy sort of stuff outed, that she is under attack or surveillance by the Empire, and have her family know about it in some way, or at least something happen with that. Then Cyril, who we get the sort of depressing side of this episode with, he's stuck with his mum, who seems very overbearing, and it's a lot of setup for this character. I feel like this arc for him is going to be all about setup. It's going to end with him getting whatever this job is, but it's all going to lead back to Andor, which is so terrifying to think about. The way the first arc ended just easily sets up that he's going to be a monster. He's never going to let that happen to him again. And also, he can never let himself fall down to this level again. He has Andor to thank for that entirely, and he's going to be fueled by revenge. And I cannot wait to see where this guy's story will go. I'm so excited to see what kind of job he does get in the next episode, because it has to be confirmed there. Because my head is spinning on how on earth he can get back to Andor. Because I think it's going to be so much fun watching him become like a true villain. Because that's where his character's going. No part of this is like good for him. He's going to become an awesome villain, and I can't wait to see that and how he will sort of connect back to Andor. Then the Lieutenant, he stands out to me as probably one of the best characters from this little rebel cell, just from getting his small motivation alone. Knowing that he fell in love with one of the people on the planet, that he lost a promotion because of it, and also lost her. That's quite heartbreaking. And I just love the scenes that we got from him, sort of navigating how to motivate his staff to go and watch the Eye, to be part of the distraction. Like, I had doubts about him before and just worried about a Lieutenant Imperial stuff. How can this work for the plan? If anyone was going to turn and cause a problem, it would be him. Not anymore. I'm really excited now just to see what this whole festival will look like, what the Eye will look like, and I want to see emotion from him and just be happy. I want to get more information on the motivation. Is the woman he loves alive? Is she dead? What's he doing this for? Is it for revenge? Is it to make her happy? I'm invested on his character now, and I want to see how it will happen and evolve in the next episode. But I love how we get this first-hand look of what causes a lieutenant in the Empire to dissent. That they fell in love with someone, something good happened to them, and the Empire turned against them for it. The Empire destroyed that person's culture, and now this lieutenant's going out of their way, putting their life at risk to hurt the Empire because of what they've done. I just love how each act against the Empire always stems from a beautiful emotional place. And this is another example of why I think also Luthen, we have not seen enough of yet. I do not think his whole thing is just because he is a good person who hates what the Empire's doing. There's got to be another emotional reason why he's so against them like this. But yeah, then the rest of the rebels, the names, I'm trying to remember them. I'm gonna need to hit them again. I'm gonna look them up actually, because I know Scheme, that's the only one I remember now. Okay, so we have Vel, Tawamin, I think that's how, Tawamin, Scheme, Cinta, and Nemik. So those are our rebels. Now I think Cinta is the one we gotten the least on so far. I think kind of partnered with Tawamin, but he's the leader and we're going to be watching him with Andor, so got more faith in that. The fact that Cinta we have nothing on and she's also gone on a secret mission with Val makes me concerned. We know that she's a healer, that's basically it. She helped teach Andor the language, which is good, but still, if anything is going to go wrong, if there's going to be a betrayer, who would that be? And it would be the someone that we don't know enough of. It would be sort of, I would not expect Nemik to be a traitor. Skeen, would not expect him to be a traitor. Vel, I feel like she's been put through enough stress with this whole thing for her to be a traitor. That leaves kind of Tamoin, who I think he's definitely not, because he's with Andor, he's working on the mission. He doesn't really, we don't have a motivation on him, but he doesn't like Andor. He's iffy on Andor. The little suggestion, he didn't like that, but he still did it. Cinta, I feel like if there's anyone, there might not be a traitor. There might not. Everything goes swimmingly. I don't know, but I have trust issues. I just wish Cinta had more things to do to put my mind at ease, because we know that she could be the strongest. That's what Skeen said about her, that she was one of the strongest ones of there. She has great dedication and motivation for this, but we don't know anything about her. And that's what scares me. But other than that, I do love this little rebel group that we've got. I love how connected they all are and how dedicated they are to the mission. I love the personalities of all of them. Nemik definitely is a standout, with just him fighting the ideology and fighting them head on as well. And also trying to preserve the ideology, preserving the rights, preserving what they're trying to protect from the Empire. Because that's something that's always been an issue with like the Rebellion and Saw, because they never knew what to replace the Empire with. At least Mon Mothma had some kind of structure, but we've seen in Ahsoka that it's not great. But Nemik is the one that really shines here through that. Skeen, we get a lot of history on him, how his brother died because of the Empire. They took his farm, so he sort of ended it. So again, it's another example of what the Empire's taken from people and how that emotional thing is what causes people to fight back. But I would love to get more info on Vel, because I think she is kind of funny. The way she's trying to, it feels like she's stressed and she's trying to deal with all this stuff at once. She's just trying to get through all of this. I want more information on her and her character and why she's doing what she's doing, because she's been put in the leadership position of this group by Luthen. She's the only one that knows about Luthen. I want so much more information on her because she feels like an important character, and she is quite funny with what she's having to put up with because of Luthen. But then as for the setup of this episode, I think it was just done really well. I love the stories being set up, how they're doing it. It feels almost better than episode 2. Episode 2, I'm struggling to remember what quite happened in that, because the most memorable things are sort of episode 1, episode 3. Episode 2, I remember they introduced Luthen and Marva, but it was also just Andor running around trying to deal with things, and then it was Cyril also running around trying to deal with things and prepare for just an invasion. This one feels more memorable. We get much more emphasis on Mon Mothma and her family, which feels like dangerous setup for her. We get Andor trying to sort of deal with integrating with this group, but also having the tensions get blown up now rather than in the next episode. Perfect. So the obvious things that could go wrong have already gone wrong now. So now, going into the next one, something else is obviously going to go wrong, but it's going to be hard to predict what that will be. So it's just nice how long they're taking with the story and how sort of complex they're making it, how much emphasis they're putting into it. Like having this sort of mission span out. Like having this mission span out for an arc is perfect. It feels like in other shows, this whole thing would have been condensed to one episode, but it's just nice getting the emphasis, the weight of this decision to fight the Empire to do this. I mean, the risk feels so real. Having this sort of space between the setup, between the first episode of this arc and what the conclusion will be. I think I just really love the structure of this show. As for what's next, we are going into the battle. It will start. Something will happen here, and I'm just dreading what can go wrong. Everyone is in place. You have a secret mission with Vel and Cinta, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, and that does make me concerned. You have the eye, which should be very distracting. Good, I would like to see that. It sounded very nice. I want to see what that will be. But of course, I now have stakes in this. I want to see the lieutenant be happy with the person he loves. I need to know if she's alive. I need to know if she's alive. I hope that she's alive and she was just sent away by the Empire. If she's dead, that'll be heartbreaking. But then again, he'll be satisfied because it's revenge, yay. But I just want to feel sort of cathartic that they managed to get this festival going, because we still don't know how many people are going to show up. That was referenced in this episode where they said last time it was a couple hundred. What would happen if like a couple thousand showed up? Is that something the lieutenant was working on? Was he trying to get the word out that they're doing something to bring everyone for a giant distraction? I think I'm just very excited to see how this plan will go and just how this effort against the Empire will work. Because we know the first, I get hung up on the first victory of the rebellion. Because that was a big point. This is obviously before that, so would this count? I think I doubt it because it's one rebel cell. Hera and her cell had victories against the Empire before, but that was not the rebellion at large. I would say this works the same way. This isn't the rebellion at large, this is a cell, so that means they can have a victory here. So I'm more hopeful. I don't think it will just be destroyed. I don't think there is no hope. I think there is a chance they can succeed here, which I want to happen now. I have hope. I really hope I'm not crushed by the ending. But yeah, overall, this episode was really great. I think even better than the previous setup episode or the in-between bridge episode. This one did so much with Andor merging with the group, getting an insight into his dedication for the rebellion. Right now he's only being paid. At what point would that change? What point does he want to devote his life to the rebellion? We get to see Mon Mothma and just so much emphasis on her family, which is so telling to me. Something bad is going to happen to them. And we also get so much build up on Cyril, who's going to become a complete monster. I'm so certain of that fact now. It feels like every time we see him, something worse gets added to his life. His mother is overbearing, she's getting a job that we don't know about. He's now staring at the hologram of Andor. This guy has already lost it, and I'm just so scared for when he gets like the tiniest shred of power again. But I think this episode just made me so ready for this fight that's coming, where they're gonna go against this fortress, steal the payroll. But I think the one thing that could go wrong, it has to be the weight thing. I feel like that's the only thing that is in my head that could go wrong. Of course, there could be other things. I'm scared for that, but obviously something is going to go wrong. And I think this episode just kind of puts my mind at ease. Having all the obvious stuff blow up beforehand was good. Yes, of course, there will be other things, but having all the obvious stuff that I can think of happen now makes me a bit more calm. Yes, I'm still stressed, but this is more calm. All the big things are out of the way. The group can trust each other now. That's the important part. As long as they have that, it should go as planned-ish, and anything that does go wrong should be able to be taken care of rather easily. So I'm happy, I'm excited. I can't wait to see how this arc is going to come to an end, and I'm really just excited to see if it will be as good as the previous arc's ending. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for Season 1, Episode 6. See ya!